What if the secret to ageless skin wasn't a luxury serum, but a baguette, a pharmacist, and a lifelong refusal to sunbathe? France ranks consistently in the top 5 countries for female longevity. Dermatologists note that French women in their 50s are routinely mistaken for a decade younger. That's not mythology, it's measurable. French girls are introduced to La Pharmacie skincare routine before they hit puberty. Not vanity, infrastructure. The habit is baked in before the first breakout ever arrives. The French pharmacy is legally required to employ a licensed pharmacist at all times. Skincare advice is dispensed like medicine. Brands like La Roche-Posay and Avène were built specifically for that clinical, prescription-adjacent shelf. Photoaging drives roughly 80% of visible facial aging, according to a 2013 study in Clinical, Cosmetic, and Investigational Dermatology. French women absorbed that truth culturally, generations before the study confirmed it. While Americans chased the bronzed copper-toned tan through the 1970s and 1980s, French women sat under café awnings. The cultural preference for pale luminosity over a tan was already protecting their collagen. Here's where the story gets genuinely strange. French women eat real butter, full-fat cheese, and fresh bread daily. By standard American dietary logic, their skin should be inflamed and their waistlines expanding. Neither is happening. The French diet isn't low-fat, it's low-processed. Ultra-processed foods trigger chronic, low-grade inflammation, which degrades collagen. A 2019 BMJ study linked ultra-processed food consumption directly to accelerated biological aging. A 2012 study in Psychological Science by Carrie Morwedge found that imagining eating a food repeatedly before consuming it cut actual intake, a mental satiety effect. French meal culture, with its slower pace and smaller courses, produces the same result structurally: less consumed, more savored. French women drink wine. Resveratrol, found in red wine, was hailed as an anti-aging compound after David Sinclair's Harvard lab published findings in 2006. The dose in a single glass is modest. The ritual itself may matter more than the molecule. Chronic cortisol elevation breaks down collagen at the cellular level. A 2004 paper in Psychoneuroendocrinology showed that women with higher perceived stress had measurably shorter telomeres, a direct marker of accelerated skin aging. France legally mandates 5 weeks of paid vacation annually. That's not a lifestyle perk. It's a structural cortisol reset written into national policy. The skin benefits are a side effect of a system designed around human recovery. French women visit dermatologists for maintenance, not crisis. The French national healthcare system, established in 1945, covers dermatology consultations, making preventive skin medicine accessible rather than aspirational. Skeptics argue French skin is genetic, but identical twin studies, including research from King's College London in 2008, consistently show lifestyle factors account for more than 70% of visible aging. Genetics sets the ceiling. Habits build the floor. Retinol, a vitamin A derivative, is the most peer-reviewed anti-aging topical in existence. French pharmacy brands like La Roche-Posay have sold retinol formulations at accessible price points since the 1990s, decades before American brands mainstreamed it. Retinol binds to retinoic acid receptors in skin cells, accelerating cell turnover and signaling fibroblasts to produce more collagen. Used consistently from your 20s, it slows the clock rather than reversing damage already done. Bioderma's Sensibio H2O micellar water launched in 1991 and sat on French pharmacy shelves for 15 years before the beauty industry noticed. It cleanses without stripping the skin barrier, the opposite philosophy of American foaming cleansers. The stratum corneum is the outermost skin layer, a lipid protein matrix that locks in moisture and blocks irritants. Over-cleansing, over-exfoliating, and high-fragrance products degrade it. French routines are built around preserving it, not fighting it. French women have practiced facial massage with fingers and tools for generations. A 2017 study in PLOS ONE confirmed that regular facial massage increases dermal thickness and improves circulation. The jade roller Sarah carries isn't decorative, it's documented. France is the world's largest per capita consumer of bottled mineral water. Mineral water contains silica, a compound linked to collagen synthesis. A 2005 study in Archives of Gerontology found dietary silica intake correlated with improved skin elasticity in women over 50. During sleep stages 3 and 4, human growth hormone peaks and drives cellular repair. A 2015 Royal Society Open Science study showed that sleep-deprived women were rated as measurably less healthy by outside observers. Beauty sleep is biochemistry. The American skincare market hit $21.8 billion in 2022. More products don't mean better skin. Dermatologist Dr. Whitney Bowe has documented how layering active ingredients incorrectly triggers chronic barrier disruption, the opposite of the French outcome. Compliance is the variable dermatologists cite most. 3 steps used every single day outperforms a 12-step routine used twice a week. French women don't optimize for complexity. They optimize for consistency. Consistency is where results live. Omega-3 fatty acids reduce the inflammatory prostaglandins that break down collagen. Sardines, eaten regularly in French coastal cuisine, deliver more omega-3 per gram than salmon. Olive oil's oleocanthal inhibits the same inflammatory pathways as ibuprofen. In The Second Sex, published in 1949, Simone de Beauvoir argued that women's relationship with their own bodies is shaped by culture, not vanity. French skincare culture operationalizes that, treating maintenance as self-respect rather than indulgence. That shift in framing is itself anti-inflammatory. UVA rays penetrate clouds and glass at 80% efficiency. A 2013 Queensland University study found daily SPF users had 24% less skin aging over 4 years than non-daily users. French women apply it in January, in Paris, in the rain. The average Parisian walks 8,500 steps daily, according to a 2017 Stanford study of global step counts. Walking increases nitric oxide production, which improves microvascular circulation to the skin. The glow is partly aerobic, not just topical. Here's the uncomfortable question. How much of this is available to someone working 2 jobs in Lyon versus a houseman apartment? La Roche-Posay Toleriane Cleanser costs €9. SPF 50 costs 12. The minimum viable French routine is genuinely affordable. Back to that baguette under Sarah's arm. The French woman myth isn't a myth, it's a system. A pharmacist who knows your skin, sunscreen applied in November, a sardine eaten on Tuesday. None of it is glamorous, all of it compounds. Picture a 45-year-old woman in Bordeaux. She wakes, splashes with micellar water, applies retinol serum, then SPF. Breakfast is yogurt, walnuts, and an espresso. She walks 12 minutes to work. That Tuesday morning, repeated 5,000 times since her 20s, is the compounding unit, not the product, the repetition. When a national healthcare system covers dermatology, when pharmacists dispense evidence-based advice, when 5 weeks of rest are legally guaranteed, skin health stops being a luxury purchase. France accidentally built anti-aging into its social contract. That's the real secret. Start with SPF 50, a barrier-safe cleanser, and 1 retinol, used every single day. That's the French pharmacy starter kit. Sarah's been doing it since before you were born. And she's not telling you her exact age.